Look at him, he's heading for that small moon.
I think I can get him before he gets there. He's almost in range.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
What is up, and happy Friday, fellow fanatics. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Friday. I hope you guys did have a good Friday. I hope that your Friday is still going great. I think I have a pretty good show for you guys today. I really do. I think I have a pretty good show for you guys today because the shit going on is pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And we are going to get in and talk about it all. Pretty wild. So we're going to get in. We're going to talk about all this stuff. Like I said, we do have some things to talk about. I appreciate everybody being here on this Friday. If you're here and you haven't smashed that like button, go ahead and smash that like button because it definitely helps us out over here. Gets us in the algorithm and all of that good shit going on. So I appreciate everybody being here. Mind of Inception, thank you for being here. D Stizzle, you were first. Appreciate you being here. Stevie, what is going on? Appreciate you being here. Raymond, yes. Ryan fucking Gosling. No, D Stizzle, not Jim Hammond. We are talking Johnny. Johnny Storm is who we're talking about. D Stizzle, appreciate you being here. Dexter Hodge, appreciate it. Professor Film Fan and Chill Spot, appreciate all of you guys being in the chat thus far. Appreciate all you guys wanting to hang out with me on this Friday because, like I said, we do have some things to get into because it's going to be, like I said, I think typically before I start the show, I'm never like going into the show like, oh my God, I got a good one. No, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun one. And I'm excited to start it with you guys. But before we start, as I always say, if anybody is new here and you would like to join our Discord, well, first of all, if you're new here, thank you, one, for viewing. Thank you for being here. And you would like to join our Discord, the link is down below in the bio. There are a vast number of conversations that go on in our Discord. We have a Marvel page. We have a DC page. We have an anime page. We have all types of pages that you can go in there and interact with these lovely people that are in the chat, these lovely loyal followers that have been here with me since day one. I appreciate that. So if you guys want to join that Discord, the link is down below. It's also the easiest way for you to get in contact with me for when we do giveaways. Like today, I have some giveaways to give away. So if you would like to, again, it's the easiest way for you to get in contact with me. That way you can send us your mailing info. And if there's ever a topic or something you feel I should be discussing here on the show, it's also one of the best ways to get with me and get me whatever link to whatever topic it is you feel I should be discussing. But also, you can also send me that link or information on Twitter through my DMs. That honestly might be the better way. But Discord is there for you to get in contact with me if you would like to. So, like I said, we have some shit to get into today. Before we do, how are you guys? How was your Friday? Did you guys have a good Friday, chat? How has your Friday been? Appreciate you being here, JD. Appreciate it, SP Flash and Sir Yuri G. Thank you guys so much for being here. So yeah. I'm so glad that all you guys are here. But how was you guys Friday? Everybody had a good Friday so far? Before we jump into all the whatnots of what's going on, did everybody have a good Friday so far? Let's see. I see that too. Okay, let's jump on this little poll really quick. Actually, I did ask in the poll, can you guys see Ryan Gosling as Reed Richards or the Human Torch? And some of you guys said yes, some said no. We got people coming in on their Friday. So Yuri G said it was a good day. Started off long, LOL, but overall good. That's good. SP Flash said, yeah, it was good. That's dope. Stevie said just a busy one. I feel that. It was a busy delivery day for me as well. So I definitely feel that. Minds of Session said, good Friday so far. Looking forward to this Last of Us. Oh yeah. I did get a chance to watch. D Stizzle said nothing but snow going on up here today. Really? That are, typical fashion Oklahoma, the snowstorm we had, it has melted. Everything is gone and melted since I talked to you guys last about it, but we're supposed to, and I put quotation marks around supposed to, we're supposed to be getting a wintry mix that's going to start Monday and go through Thursday, but we'll see if that is something that actually happens. D Stizzle said, that was D Stizzle said, Raymond said, it was great until I saw MT's tweet, lost about Aldous Hodges as adult to junior. Now I'm irritated. I did not see MT's tweet. I'm so glad I didn't see MT's tweet about Aldous Hodges. What did he say? Out of curiosity. Now my fucking interest is piqued. What the fuck did he say? So yeah, while Raymond's getting that going, I see again the poll. We'll get to that poll once we get to the Ryan Gosling conversations. But a little quick thing before we jump into anything. Really quick, I will say this. Reminder: this Monday, assuming that we don't get this wintry mix and it doesn't fuck up my plans, I will be courtside in front of Steph Curry. So hopefully that doesn't mess those plans up, because I will be at the game, the Thunder game, watching the Warriors play, and hopefully I can get Steph to, as he's running by, to slap my hand, because if he does, I will never wash this fucking hand again. So I'm hoping that the wintry mix doesn't mess up my Monday plans. So yeah, I will be there, bro. I will be there, Sir Yuri G. I am so grateful for it too. So yeah, I'm gonna be at the game. If that doesn't mess up my plans. So that, just so a reminder, for Monday there would be no stream on Monday, but to make up for no stream on Monday, I would stream on Wednesday with you guys. So we, to make up for that stream. Also, before we get into everything, just a reminder, I did mention this yesterday, I believe. I am coaching my first tournament back, my first tournament for the season this weekend. So my first game, unfortunately, is at 8 a.m., which means I'm up at 6 a.m. to get there and get dressed and get there and be ready for the game and be ready to do what I got to do. And hopefully we can pull this tournament out. But, so yeah, So how today's show is going to go, before we get into it, how today's show is going to go, I'm going to go through all the topics. I do have to get through the topics. So as much time as I normally spend in the chat, I may not have all that. Hey, stop. I may not have all that time to spend in the chat like I normally do, because, like I said, I have to go get my hair cut tonight. I have to get my face done. I have to do all this shit, as far as like shaving on my face. I have to get all that shit done. To be ready for tomorrow's game and everything like that. So, as always, appreciate all you guys being here. Let's jump into it. Raymond said, please wash your hand, Darius. We're still in a pandemonium, sorry. Gray also said, Aldous Hodges as T'Challa Jr. Why do that when... Oh, he said Aldous Hodges... Oh, okay. 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 SB Flash said, good luck this weekend. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not entertaining MT's dumbass. I'm not entertaining that. Okay. Let's jump into the stuff that we've got going on right now. Let's jump into the MoonKnight stuff. Actually, before we jump into the MoonKnight stuff, I'll go ahead and first jump into this, because this is going to be quick, jumping into this one here. My Time to Shine Hello. Let me show you guys this. Hello. My Time to Shine Hello came in and tweeted not too long ago, today, at this morning, actually. She tweeted out, Ask Me Anything. And when she tweeted out, Ask Me Anything, of course, she received a plethora of things coming from different people that are tuned into her tweets and things like that. And one of the things that she was asked, as you can see there, is it says there will be any Young Avengers projects after Vision Quest movie or show. My Time to Shine Hello says it's going to be a movie. So some of the things that, we've talked about Young Avengers quite a bit over here in the last few weeks. Honestly, we've talked about it just in general quite a bit over here. And one of the things with that we do know after Vision Quest, or we know that Vision Quest is going to be doing, just from the leaks that we talked about, I believe it was earlier this week. Yes, earlier this week we talked about it, is that Vision Quest is going to have Vision's daughter Viv in the show, and that she is going to be, I assume, the catalyst into starting the Young Avengers team. I've also made I thought to myself also that she may even be the Jonas of the group, considering they probably won't have Jonas. They'll just make her Jonas of the group and things like that. So we know that they're coming. We also know that, I'm just kind of going through the things we already know. We know that there's going to be elements of Children's Crusade possibly put into Kang Dynasty. We also know that it's going to be elements of Children's Crusade possibly even put into Agatha Coven of Chaos, with Wiccan showing up and everything like that. But it seems like the team is going to somewhat get established or get pushed moving forward in Vision Quest, and then we're going to see a movie of them after Vision Quest, which would be meaning that movie would come before Kang Dynasty, which puts Iron Lad, the possibilities of having an Iron Lad, a little bit higher higher than what I kind of assumed at the beginning about Iron Lad. But then, when Jeff Loveness and some of the things that Daniel RPK has come out and said about seeing multiple variants of Kang moving forward, then Iron Lad, I feel like, would have to be one of those variants moving forward, especially if we're going to get a Young Avengers film after Vision Quest. So it's very quick. I don't have anything else to really go on with that, but that is coming from My Time to Shine Hello. She did tweet that out this morning. After she tweeted out, Ask Me Anything, the person did ask her that, and that is what she's saying. She's saying it's not going to be a TV show. It is going to be a movie. And again, honestly, when she tweeted this out, I was pretty shocked because I was like, wow, they're going to do a Young Avengers movie, not a show. And I'm happy that it's going to be a movie and not a show. And again, take this with a grain of salt. Even though My Time to Shine Hello is really, really credible when it comes to the things that she does put out about anything, honestly, when it comes to the MCU, when it comes to DC, when it comes to Star Wars, she's good at what she does, whoever she is. She's really good at what she does. So it's seeming like it's going to be a movie, not a TV show. And again, the pieces to get us to that movie are already being put in place in several other places throughout the MCU with their different projects that they've got going on. So we can possibly expect a Young Avengers film to be on the horizon, coming sooner rather than later. And again, that collaborates with what Charles Murphy had to say. I'm sorry, Casey Walsh or was it? I think it was Charles. It was Charles. What Charles tweeted out earlier this week with the picture of the Young Avengers team, and said, he just titled over the picture, he captioned Vision Quest. So again, letting us assume that the team is going to be somewhat established in Vision Quest, and we'll see a film after. But question is always for you guys. Let me know down below what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking of and a Young Avengers movie is going to be dope, or would you prefer a special or TV show? What are you thinking the movie could be about? I feel like the movie itself would have to be Children's Crusade adapted, instead of elements of Children's Crusade going into Vision Quest, Covenant of Chaos, and Kang Dynasty. Maybe Kang Dynasty, but I feel like, yes, okay, I could see a Young Avengers movie bleeding into Kang Dynasty, but I feel like the Young Avengers film itself would be Children's Crusade. Obviously, we know that Marvel adapts comics the way that they adapt comics, but I feel like the Young Avengers film would have to be Children's Crusade. But you guys let me know again down below in the comments what you guys are thinking, and how excited are you, if excited at all, for a Young Avengers film. So let's see here what you all are saying. Let's see. Let's see. Sir Yuri G started that off and said, movie, excuse me, don't give me hope, LOL, don't give me hope. That's the way I feel. When she tweeted that, I said, what? I was like, a movie? Okay, I'm kind of feeling the movie idea. And, so when she tweeted that, I was just shocked, bro. I said, don't give me hope. Raymond said, a movie, interesting. So if this is coming before Secret Wars, we're going to need them in front of the cameras by December, right? Yeah. Justin said there was a MoonKnight comic where he chased Kang throughout the timeline and teamed up with multiple Moon Knights from different eras throughout time to fight him. That would be a crazy idea for season 2 before Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Yeah, that would actually be pretty dope. Sir Yuri G said, I expected a mini-series for Young Avengers, but I'll take a movie. I'm all for it. So am I, honestly. Omega Zero said, I will only be looking forward for Young Avengers if Harley Canner is in a role, has a role in the project. He was wasted so long after Iron Man 3. Yeah, I'm not sure who they would make him. Honestly, I'm not sure. But that's I've seen that going around. People are wanting Harley to be in the Young Avengers, but we'll definitely see. Johnny said, there shouldn't be a Young Avengers anything. They were a whack concept in the comics and still whack concept in the MCU. To each his own, because I truly adore the Young Avengers. D Stizzle said, more power to y'all who's excited. That is me over here. Give me all that power because I am excited. Johnny said, Young Avengers are the power pack of the Avengers. Jill said, is this going to be on Disney Plus? The movie, more than likely not. I'm sure it would possibly be going to, not possibly, I feel like it would be going to theaters. I don't think it's going to be like a special or Disney Plus series or anything like that. It's going to be an actual theatrical release. Raymond said, Things getting pushed back. I can see it already. Omega 095 said, you remember Emma Furman, who played Cassie before getting recasted by Catherine. Her age is 21. She can play Mira in the DC reboot. She could. Andre said, what's up? How you doing, Andre? Appreciate you being here. See, Jeezy said an MCU Young Avengers movie would make Disney lots of money. It definitely would. I definitely think it would. And plus, when we talked about Young Avengers quite early on, we talked about how inexpensive that type of cast would be, because these are a bunch of younger actors and actresses that you wouldn't have to spend your type of RDJ, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans money on. So I think it could definitely be dope. Raymond said, make him Marvel Boy. He can't be Iron Lad because Iron Lad is Kang, right? But remember, this is the Marvel We Don't Do comic book adaptation cinematic universe. Tyrone said, what do you think about the TMNT reboot? I'm excited for it. It was honestly, I think it was on when we talked about our most anticipated things for 2023. Q put it on. It was going to be on mine. I didn't put it on mine, though, but that does not mean I'm not anticipating it, because there's so many good things coming out in 2023. But I am anticipating the TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. Mega 095 said, Marvel Boy Powers, it's Marvel time. And yeah, that would do it on that there. So we'll move on here to the next topic. The next topic we're going to move to is going to be the stuff going on in Moon Knight. So we've kind of talked about this just a little bit here. We've talked about Moon Knight Season 2 coming before Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty, and what that could possibly mean in the way of seeing yet another Kang variant in another Marvel project. And that being Rama Tut, seeing as Moon Knight has the connections that he has to Egypt, Khonshu, etc., etc., etc. So once we kind of found out that Moon Knight Season 2 would be coming before Kang Dynasty, that has been one of the things that at least we've talked about over here, and a lot of other people have talked about as well. So I'm pretty excited about the Moon Knight Season 2 stuff, because it has the possibilities of introducing Rama Tut. It has the possibilities of us seeing that version, another variant of Kang, and I think that would be a really dope concept for Moon Knight Season 2 to get thrown into the fire, to get thrown into this whole multiversal thing that's going on currently in the MCU, to get drug into the battle with Kang the Conqueror, a variant of Kang the Conqueror, but then to know that there's an overall tone going on in the MCU that Moon Knight could definitely be getting involved into. But the direct had this to say, and we're going to read two different reports from the direct. One is coming from today, and then one is coming from May 6, 2022. This is when they talked about the Moon Knight producer addressed the Kang Easter egg. So we're going to talk about that from when they addressed that way back in May. But first, before we get onto that, we're going to address what they put out today. And this is, again, coming from the direct. They said Disney Plus Moon Knight hid a Kang Easter egg that might tease how Season 2's plot will tie into Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. All the roads lead to Kang the Conqueror, just as all of the stories of Infinity Saga were ultimately building toward the arrival of Thanos and the inevitable face-off. Every part of Marvel Studios' current batch of multiversal storytelling is heading toward the Kang Dynasty and its time travel villain. But in the midst of the increasingly connected pieces of the puzzle, pieces of this puzzle have come one curiously standalone chapter with Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight. The Disney Plus series introduced a brand new player to the MCU with the promise of more to come, but did so in a package that avoided tying itself to the bigger picture. There were no cameos, major setups, or teasing toward future events, but there was an Easter egg that may have laid the groundwork for Season 2 that connects itself far more closely to the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. And again, we've talked about that. That is the symbol that was on the back of the young man's jean jacket when Mark Spector, once he had gotten into the scuffle with those guys on top of the rooftop, then there was the kid that tried to stab him, but then Khonshu told Mark to hold him over the edge, get some information from him, things like that. But then the kid, ended up saying whatever he said in Egyptian, then cut his tie and falling to his presumably presumably falling to his death. So that's where a lot of people saw the back of his jacket and made the connections to Rama-Tut because it had Rama-Tut's insignia on it. So this is what the direct is continuing on saying about that. It says, Moon Knight Episode 3 saw Mark Spector take on a group of Arthur Harrow's followers atop a building in Cairo, Egypt. One of those thugs sported a jacket with a design on the back that resembled a pharaoh's headpiece, more specifically that of the fictional Egyptian ruler Rama-Tut, a variant of King the Conqueror. And I will show you guys that picture there. That's the picture that it's talking about there. Then it goes on to say, this being a direct reference to Rama-Tut is only made more apparent by the teal and purple patches on the jacket, these being the two colors most commonly part of King the Conqueror's various suit. Of course, we know that, and I love this picture here of Jonathan Majors as King. Then it goes on to say, Moon Knight head writer Jeremy Slatter revealed to the direct in May of 2022, we may not have to read that other article, May of 2022, that the series originally included a specific name drop of Rama-Tut. They should have kept that. As Stephen Grant was mentioning a list of famous pharaohs, the idea was put forward by Marvel Studios executive Nick Pepin, but never made it in. They definitely should have kept that in. Why not? That would have just tied so much out. They should have kept that in. Then it says there was a line in the script, and I don't know if it survived. I can't remember, but there was a line where I think Steven is sort of rattling off some Egyptian history that he has locked away in his brain, and he did mention Rama-Tut. I don't remember if that scene or if that line is still in the show or not, but it was that small. It was him mentioning a list of famous pharaohs or something like that. Man, they should have kept it in. And then I will even show you guys this picture too, because let's talk about that. When Earth's 6311's Nathaniel Richard departed his futuristic time for Earth 616, ancient Egypt, a universe and historical period, he had a great fascination with. He did so in a time machine in the shape of a Sphinx. And yes, we all are aware of that. I remember when Loki Season 1 came out and we saw the Sphinx, everybody was making those same very connections to Chronopolis, making the connections to Kang, and his time traveling stuff. And once we saw the Sphinx, obviously, we kind of were making even more and more connections. So yes, I do remember that. Then it goes on to say, funnily enough, a Sphinx can be spotted in Loki's Episode 5, Journey into Mystery. While Mobius and Sylvie are being chased by Alioth, of course, the void was packed with Marvel references, but the building hints that a particular Kang variant is tough to see as a coincidence. And it says Nathaniel Richards lost his vision almost like the MCU's Wanda Maximoff during his journey to ancient Egypt, but he was still able to conquer the age-old kingdom and appoint himself pharaoh under the disguise of Rama-Tut. Though the use of the futuristic weapons and drones aboard his ship, or through the use of futuristic weapons and drones aboard his ship. Then it says he was also able to restore his vision using a radioactive herb. However, Rama-Tut was ultimately forced to flee the time and space after a time-displaced Fantastic Four spearheaded a rebellion against him. This all happened a year before Kang was ever introduced and serves as the villain's first appearance. And then the last thing... Well, actually, hold on, let me see. No, I want to read this too because it ties into that. So then it goes on to say, Kang actor Jonathan Majors already teased that there are so many variants of Kang the Conqueror, and yet fans have only heard of two so far. Loki, He Who Remains, and Ant-Man 3's Warrior Kang. Although a recent rumor pointed to a third inventor Kang, that's the one that we're all assuming in Loki Season 2 is going to be Victor Timely. When it came to crafting the MCU's Kang the Conqueror, Ant-Man 3, and Avengers 5 writer Jeff Loveness teased how he took a deep dive into the character's comic history and got way into the Rama-Tut and Scarlet Centurion stuff. So Loveness is aware of the Egyptian Kang and may push to include him in his plans. Not to mention, Marvel Studios is eager to develop Kang as a threat to all of time and a whole multiverse. Introducing a Kang variant with domain over one of the most infamous civilizations in the farthest depths of history would only help to develop him as a villain of the past, present, and future. The latest rumor surrounds the unannounced Moon Knight Season 2 revealed that Marvel Studios is planning for it to premiere on Disney Plus sometime before May 2026's Avengers Secret Wars. This would place the release somewhere in Phase 6 between fall 2024 and summer 2026. Marvel Studios' desire to have Moon Knight return before Avengers Secret Wars points toward the Disney Plus storyline setting up the blockbuster in some way. And after a debut season with almost no links no links to the wider MCU, perhaps that's exactly what Moon Knight needs to help him smoothly enter the Avengers fold. Then again, Moon Knight still has plenty of those loose ends to tie up before he can tag along with the Avengers. For one, Mark Spector and Stephen Grant currently believe they are free of Khonshu's control, while their third alter ego, Jake Lockley, continues to do his bidding. And then it says that thread will need to be resolved in Moon Knight's solo series before he can smoothly transition into other projects. So unless season 2 somewhere receives a rapid fast track before the Kang Dynasty, the first of Khonshu's first Avengers team-up may need to be saved for Secret Wars. However, this plan could see Moon Knight take on a role in Secret Wars in some resemblance to Ant-Man and Endgame. After sitting out the Kang Dynasty, Mark Spector could be introduced to the Avengers in the 6th movie with some expertise on Kang thanks to meeting with Rama Tut. Then the last thing it says here, with Moon Knight being so focused on Egyptian mythology, it's easy to see how a former pharaoh could easily come into play, as Khonshu, the moon god, whose Mark Spector serves as an avatar, has been around since even before the days of ancient Egypt. Perhaps he may have some issues with Rama Tut. Mark Spector and Stephen Grant's relationship with Khonshu is rather complicated at the moment, as Moon Knight, as the moon god, continues to use their body as a host without their knowledge through Jake Lockley's alter ego, through the alter ego Jake Lockley. But the dynamic will likely be repaired soon so that Spector and Grant can go back into action for season 2. And then it says, as he has in certain Marvel comic stories, perhaps the Khonshu of the past could reach out to the heroes of the future for their help in dethroning Rama Tut. He even summons Moon Knight from the 21st century for his help, which could play out in season 2 as a means to introduce the Pharaoh King. One story we saw took a Kang variant to ancient Egypt in search of 3 artifacts that joined into a staff from Khonshu that would offer him dominion over all of time. However, this plan was thwarted when the staff was broken and the components were scattered, with Khonshu calling on the present-day Moon Knight for help. There have already been rumors of ancient artifacts, including Miss Marvel's bangles and Shang-Chi's 10 rings, being the new Infinity Stones in the saga. Perhaps the new MacGuffins. Perhaps these are chunks of the similar powerful artifacts that a multitude of Kang variants will be after to gain dominion over the multiverse. And the last paragraph it has here is, the MCU's Egyptian mythology doesn't currently have any connections to time travel apart from Khonshu rewinding the sky several thousands of years. But some Egyptian gods' magic could facilitate this. After all, Miss Marvel introduced a whole new means of time travel that even contradicted Avengers Endgame. Then it goes on to say, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty hits theaters May 2nd, 2025, and Secret Wars will follow May 1st, 2026. Moon Knight Season 2 has yet to be officially announced with a release date. So, that is what we have and know about some of the things for Season 2 with Moon Knight. And again, we've talked about this a lot. We've talked about this quite a bit moving forward into Kang Dynasty, moving forward into Secret Wars, knowing that multiple Kang variants are going to have to be seen before we get to those films and really establish who Kang is. So, I think that is all actually really cool, especially the Rama Tut stuff. I really, really, really hope that is the direction that they're going in with Rama Tut. Again, it's something we speculated that they were going to do for a while now when we first learned about Season 2 and Moon Knight coming before Secret Wars. So, again, question is for you guys. What are some of the things that you guys are expecting after listening to this article, reading this article, and knowing some of the things going on within the MCU right now with Kang and all these variants and Moon Knight coming before Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty, or at least before Secret Wars? What does that mean? What are you wanting to see? Are you wanting to see Rama Tut? Are you wanting to see some type of struggle? Again, I like what they said there about Moon Knight, maybe not showing up in Kang Dynasty, but showing up after having some expertise with dealing with a variant of Kang, then showing up in Secret Wars. What are you guys' thoughts? Let me know them all down below in the comments. Right. I'm going to touch on a few of these because, again, like I said, I do not have a lot of time, but I'm going to touch on a few of these. I'm going to start right here. Let's start. Let's see. Let's start here with Johnny. Johnny said, that's another reason I loved the early run. Luke was the leader. Never seen a black man lead a super team back then. Oh, you guys are talking about... Okay, I see what you guys are talking about. Alpha Flight stuff. Tyrone said, I want to see... Okay, we're not still talking. Let's see. Anybody talking about Moon Knight? That's where we're going to go. C. Jeezy said, there are too many Rama Tut clues verse for him not to make an appearance. Right. Then Gray said, I see why Jonathan Majors got in killer shape now. He's about to carry this entire phase, right? Tyrone said, Apocalypse needs to be in the Rama Tut project. Yes, that's something we were talking about last night. Actually, Cornelius brought that up. I think it was Cornelius and D-Stizzle that brought that up last night. And yes, I definitely agree. Johnny also said, Moon Knight Season 2, I don't think he should be tied into the multiverse saga. I'd like him in Blade in a supernatural saga. Well, the supernatural stuff is still, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Omega Zero 95 said, I think if Fantastic Four was with Marvel back in 2012/2013, maybe a variant of young Nathaniel Richards played by Ty Simpkins instead of Harley from Nowhere would have been present with Tony in Iron Man 3. Very possible. Let's see. Brian Gosling said, just let Moon Knight Season 2 be an Egyptian extravaganza. LOL. Rama Tut, Apocalypse, Encanto, and Storm name drop. That, especially the Apocalypse stuff. Anything that involves the X-Men getting us somewhat closer, hinting to the X-Men, I am all for. Omega Zero 95 said, wow, now the magic rings are more powerful than the Chaos Emeralds. I mean Infinity Stones. I mean the three mother boxes from Darkseid. I mean for Thanos. I mean for Kang. I don't know. It seems like they're kind of boosting up a lot of these MacGuffins that are going to be playing roles in, getting to where we're going with Kang. SP Flash 1523, not talking to me, sorry. Andre Ware said, I hope everything they are trying flows smoothly and that it all fits together. So do I. CGZ said, the more Kang variants, the better. Yes. D-Stizzle said, all hell... You guys know, I'm saying Apocalypse. All hell Apocalypse, survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive. Mega Zero said, side question, do you find it weird that the Northern Army in War for the Planet of the Apes used a lot of mass artilleries and none of the missiles ignited the Alpha Omega Army base yet? I thought that if you're asking me about, you're talking about, War for the Planet of the Apes, I found War for the Planet of the Apes as a whole weird. Because there was no war. There were even scenes from the trailer and poster that just simply were not in the film. Like there's the scene from the trailer with Caesar on horseback. And then it had Cornelius on horseback, and I forget the other one, Rocket on horseback. And all the apes behind them, and then they had all these humans in front of them with guns and shit, kind of depicting the falsely named movie, War for the Planet of the Apes, and there just simply was no war. So I thought the entire movie itself was weird. It's one that I've only seen twice from the newly rebooted Planet of the Apes franchise, because I really adore the first two, Dawn and Rise, but War, I found it weird just in general. SB Flash 1523 said, was Apocalypse awakened during Ramatut's reign? No, I don't believe so. Johnny said more like Skirmish of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, that's a very good. It's a very good one way to put it. The skirmish, because it was definitely no war. There was no. It was more. Yeah, skirmish and enslavement, because they were enslaved the entire fucking movie. Like I was just like, I don't like this. And then the little girl was pointless. I was just like, I don't like this. So yeah, we'll move on here to the next topic, and I guess we don't have to jump into that other MoonKnight article, because they talked about it within that article. So we'll jump here to the next one, and the next thing we're going to talk about, this is not an article, so I don't need an article for this, but I will talk about this since Johnny brought up some of the supernatural things. So we still possibly will be seeing now what I'm about to say. I want you all, as I always say when it comes to any of these leaks, take it with a massive grain of salt. I want to say it was official Liam G. I don't know if Liam's watching and just not in the chat, but Liam, if you're watching, shout out to you, because I think it was official Liam G that put this in the chat last night, and I said I hadn't seen anything about this, so if there is something about this, please let me know, send it to me, blah, blah, blah. Well, nothing was sent to me, but I did see this on the Marvel Studios subreddit, the mods. The mods were kind of talking about it a little bit. Now, I wasn't going to talk about it because you guys know I really don't like to talk about stuff without enough information to really go off of. But since Johnny brought that up, and I found this interesting because someone brought it, again, Fisher MG, I believe, brought it up last night, I wanted to talk about it. So it's going to be very quick, but I wanted to talk about this. Last night, it was brought up that we could possibly be seeing multiple teams fighting multiple different Kangs. So one of the things that we're hearing is that an Illuminati team that is developed, a 616 Illuminati team developed and put together by our Doctor Strange, is going to possibly be fighting Immortus. Again, take this with a massive grain of salt. We even heard that Sam Wilson's Cap in the present day Avengers, in whatever Avengers team that's been rumored that he's going to be building in New World Order, if that is again indeed true from those leaks state that in New World Order Sam Wilson is supposed to be building a new Avengers team. So if that is true, that Avengers team will be fighting the Kang warrior version of Kang that is going to be the Kang the Conqueror. We've heard that even Scarlet Centurion could possibly be fighting the cosmic side of the heroes and things like that. So again, as you guys know, I'm not gonna fully put all my eggs into a basket with what they're saying here, because not enough credible insiders have come out and corroborated this. But when enough of them do, then we might have a little bit more to go off on. But what they're saying right now is in Kang Dynasty, we could possibly see an Illuminati team fighting a version of Kang, a cosmic team fighting a version of Kang, our mainstay Avengers, present day Avengers fighting a version of Kang, even the Young Avengers fighting a version of Kang. There's several different teams and several different things that we could be seeing there going on. I've even seen some people suggesting in the mod saying that do the Kangs even get along? Because from my understanding, I think the Kangs themselves do, but this warrior version of Kang that's locked within the quantum realm, he doesn't get along with the rest of them, because that was the Kang that got locked in the quantum realm after the multiversal war that we learned about in Loki season 1 from He Who Remains. That version of Kang was locked away and has been in the quantum realm since the multiversal war. So if this is true, we could be seeing these teams fighting different versions of Kang. And then we could even see a skirmish between, Warrior Kang and whatever these other versions of Kang are as well. But again, take this all with a massive grain of salt. It does sound really dope. It would be really cool to see. It would definitely be visually stunning to see different teams fighting different versions of Kang. And again, after writer Jeff Loveness talked about how much of a deep dive he took into Kang's comics, and he even brought up the Scarlet Centurion. He brought up Rama Tut. They even brought up, the Inventor Kang, which is Victor Timely, rumored for Loki Season 2. If he dove that deep into Kang's comics, and he knows all the different variants that could be, that Kang, that we could be seeing, and we should be seeing in a lot of this multiversal stuff moving toward Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So that's really all I have on it. I don't really have too much of anything else on it right now. That's just kind of out there in the mods. So just, again, take that with a massive grain of salt. Until a few other leakers or scoopers come out and collaborate that I don't really have anything else to give on that, but I did want to mention it because it was brought up last night in the chat. So let me know in the comments down below. Question for you guys: let me know down below what you guys are thinking about that really small tidbit there, but how cool would that be to see something like that going down in Kang Dynasty, to be able to see multiple versions of Kangs fighting multiple different various different teams, like, again, I'll say them, the Illuminati, a cosmic team, our mainstay Avengers team, the Young Avengers, the Fantastic Four, maybe even the X-Men, the Fox X-Men, if they're still rumored to be a part of this whole crazy ordeal. So again, let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Let's see. Tyrone said, I want to see Nightmare fight Doctor Strange. I do too. That'd be really dope. Tyrone also said, whatever happened to Mordo wanting revenge? Where's the leader? Yeah, so let's answer the first one first. Mordo, not sure where Mordo is. At least our 616 Mordo, have no idea where he is. At the beginning of Multiverse of Madness, we were going to see Wanda go and kill Mordo, but they scrapped that scene because they have future plans for Mordo, and I'm so glad they do, because that just would have been another killing of a character that we didn't get the loose ends tied up in. His whole revenge thing that he's on, blah blah blah. We've not seen anything come forward with that. But as far as the leader goes, we do know that the leader is supposed to be showing up in New World Order, that he is one of the 5 villains that are going to be a part of that film. So we'll be seeing the leader then. Sir Yuri G said, if this is true, man, listen, that would be hype, but insane to think about. I know, when I read it today, I was like, there's no way, bro. If that's real, that's crazy. If that's real, it'd be visually dope to see. And I feel like you have to go that big, though. If it's the multiversal saga and we've not really seen the multiverse, it needs to be big like that. It has to stand apart from the Infinity Saga, because it's kind of like they said, the Infinity Saga hijacked the whole time travel deal. That's why Jeff Loveness was so irritated. He's like, well, Kang is a time traveling villain. I really can't touch on the time travel aspects because it would be redundant to what we already did in Infinity War and Endgame. So yeah, with all this multiversal stuff going on, we should be seeing shit like that go down, in my opinion. D Stizzle said, David Finch, Steve McNeven, so who is that? Lionel Francis, Billy Tan, Stewart, Iman were the big artists on BNB, the BNB run. I'm not sure. You have to, the abbreviation. You have to help me on the abbreviation. Justin said, who do you think has a bigger army in the MCU, Kang or Namor? Probably Namor, because can't he bring them back to life? Grace said, well, no, because that one girl that was killed by Nakia, he didn't just bring her back to life. So I'm still going to say Namor, probably. But maybe Kang, because Kang's been building an entire army within the quantum realm the whole time he's been down there. And he's been trapped there since the multiversal war. So maybe Kang. Tyrone said, can't wait for Silver Surfer. D Stizzle said, artist Stewart, I don't want to incorrectly pronounce his name. I don't want to incorrectly pronounce his name. Omega095 said, I have a theory that Monica Captain Marvel variant is 838 in 838 survives, and the whole heroes in 838 will declare multiversal war with Earth 616 to kill Wanda. In that universe, Mordo 838 main villain. Possibly could happen. It definitely is something that could happen, because Mordo's not dead and he does have the time stone. Justin said, picturing in my head, it sounds so cool if it is true, and I hope it is, and I hope Marvel executes this well. Right. DJF and I said, I want to see hate for mutants. So do I. I mean, that's something I feel like we should see. Let's see. Oh, you guys were discussing comic artists in the chat. My fault. Johnny Stevens said, reminds me the Legends of Tomorrow season 1 finale. See, Jeezy said, I know it was mentioned in a prior chat, but I feel Kang Dynasty needs to be a 2-parter. Yeah, I also feel that way about Secret Wars. I don't like that Kang Dynasty is going to be the first part and then Secret Wars is the second part. I feel like Secret Wars has to be its own thing, but then again, the MCU is going to do Secret Wars completely different. As we talked about last night, some of us are now, questioning Battleworld being a part of it. And I don't think Battleworld's going to be a part of it anymore. From some of the new things we've heard, I do not think Battleworld is a concept for Secret Wars. Tyrone said, we need Trask and the Sentinels set up. Hopefully all that's coming with the Mutant Saga for sure. Raymond said, it has to be bigger than Infinity Saga. Exactly. It's still, he said, I still feel like Infinity War and Endgame should have had more comic elements. Yeah. Omega 095 said, do you want Josh Whedon to return for the MCU projects? Now, man, that's tough. I don't know if Marvel would bring Whedon back because of the muddy past stuff. But I'm also not going to sit here and pretend like he didn't give us Age of Ultron. Say what you will about Age of Ultron. I thought Age of Ultron was great. Obviously, I have my issues with Ultron not being the, so much akin to the Ultron from comics, if at all. But Age of Ultron was a great film. So could I see Marvel doing it? To be honest, no. I don't see them bringing Josh Whedon back. But would I accept Josh Whedon coming back? I'd be okay with it. Despite the muddy shit, that's not my business. I get it, though. Mind of Inception said, are you predicting to see any possible cameos in Ant-Man besides the ones that are rumored? Honestly, I'm not sure on that one. And the reason I'm not sure on that one is because the big one is the Fantastic Four. And there's the whole thing of William Jackson Harper's character possibly being Quasar, even though the rumors say he's not. The rumors say he's just some new character that's called Quaz that is has telekinesis and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure which. I'm honestly with you. Paul Rudd said that there's a bunch of cameos. There's supposed to be a bunch of wild cameos, but I honestly don't know what that could mean or who that could be. I'm not sure. No, honestly, outside the Fantastic Four, because that's what I really want. And I'm when I say I really want that I honestly don't think they're showing up anymore. And we're gonna get to that once we get to the Fantastic Four. I don't think the Fantastic Four are in Quantumania. So who those cameos could be, I am not sure. Omega Zero said, does 2 hours, 3 hours enough for Avengers new movie runtime? I would say close to that 3 hour mark. Johnny Stevens said, I felt Kang was the wrong choice. I think they should have gone intimate and terrestrial in phases 5 and 7. I thought Kingpin should have been the big bad. Kingpin, the big bad for the Avengers? I don't know about that one. The Avengers would have mopped Kingpin. Johnny Stevens said, Whedon is a monster. I want him nowhere. That's what I'm saying. It's a very muddy situation. Very muddy. Omega 095 said, I love Age of Ultron, but I can't believe the director is the one who destroyed Justice League and Ray Fisher. Yes. Tyrone said, Quicksilver needs to be resurrected and more Spider-Man villains need to be in the MCU. How will they do Mole Man and the Mole Peoples? If they do Mole Man, that's the whole question too. Raymond 2000 said Josh Whedon is like Poison Ivy to Marvel. If they got rid of T.I., they can get rid of him too. Right. Johnny said, and by intimate, I mean personal, smaller, like the Mayor Kingpin, but magnified to a bigger level, but Earth-based. Then we've got Omega Zero that said, How come Josh Whedon thought Snyder funny scene of Aquaman pointed his finger at Flash and was terrible and replaced with Superman slapped Batman? That Bruce ditched Trevor name and Diana was garbage. Tried to stay with that one. I'm not sure on that one. Gray said directors got to hit the project like Styles makes fights. Got Steve Sizzle that said Fisk is strictly a street level villain. Johnny said, think about it, Devil's Reign, that's an Avengers level event. Mega Zero, well, that's supposed to be adapted. So from what we've heard, from what we've heard, and also from what we've recently heard from My Time to Shine Hello also. And I'm gonna talk about that when we get to the Spider-Man stuff with Tobey Maguire. Don't expect to see, as of right now, again, take it with a grain of salt, always with these rumors. You know, it was rumored that Spider-Man was showing up in Daredevil. Don't expect to see Spider-Man right now outside of any of his solo films or the Avengers stuff. That's what it's seeming like right now. Omega 095 said, how will Jonah Jameson going to spread hate on Spider-Man with the Avengers next? Spider-Man 4 is coming before Avengers. C. Jeezy said the MCU writers probably didn't read the Battleworld comics. Raymond 2000 said, well, this version of the Avengers would probably get crushed by Kingpin. All he has to do is sit on them. That was wrong. I'm sorry. No, that's right. The Kingpin's a big guy. D. Sizzle said, unfortunately, Marvel hasn't made many films located in NYC. They got them heroes spread out. And then Tyrone said, Bullseye got that Shaft and Daredevil. He never got his bloody costume. And then D. Stizzle said, I wanted S.H.I.E.L.D. to come back in a big way. Will we see S.H.I.E.L.D. again? That's the question, too. Will we ever see S.H.I.E.L.D. again? Okay, we'll move here to the next thing. The next thing I was going to talk about was going to be the Tobey Maguire stuff going on within the MCU. And Tobey kind of mentioned this yesterday. So Tobey Maguire, looks like we've got some news here. Tobey Maguire has come out and talked about him possibly returning to the MCU and what that could look like, and but just talking about him possibly returning to the MCU. Obviously, these are things that these stars know. Like I've mentioned plenty of times before, you're smoking dick if you think that Robert Downey Jr. has not been in contact with Marvel, or Marvel rather been in contact with Robert Downey Jr. for his return to the MCU. You're smoking dick if you don't think that they've talked to Chris Evans. You're smoking the same dick if you don't think that they've talked to some of these others, because we've heard that Scarlett Johansson doesn't want to come back as Black Widow. That's what we've heard so far, and again, we've talked about that before, but that's what we've heard from credible insiders and scoopers. But again, the idea that Marvel has not reached out to any of these people to return for Secret Wars or King Dynasty or things like that, that's wildly crazy to think. And Tobey Maguire falls in the list of those actors and actresses that I'm sure Marvel has already reached out to. So when we talk about Tobey Maguire, we talk about him within the MCU. I will never forget my theater No Way Home experience. I will never forget the excitement and speculation building up to No Way Home. I will never forget that. That was such an amazing time. It was. I haven't felt like that in the MCU since that. I haven't felt that way in the MCU since No Way Home. So when Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showed up within my theater, and it seems like almost everyone's theaters from all the footage we saw, my theater went insane, bro. Like, everybody stood up. I stood up. I was clapping, especially when Andrew showed up. Like, it was a huge, nostalgic, I will never forget it moment. Like, I love when the MCU can give us moments like that, and that was great. But with all of that magical experience and everything going on, it looks like Tobey Maguire wants to continue that magic, and he wants to come back to the MCU. And this is what he's had to say about it. This is coming from the Direct. The Direct said, new comments from Spider-Man No Way Home's Tobey Maguire led to new speculations about the actor's potential cameo in Avengers Secret Wars. Following Maguire's role in the MCU, Spidey threequel, the original web slinger showed no interest in hanging up the mask again. While roles in Sony's Spider-Man universe and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, particularly Beyond the Spider-Verse, are still possible, the actor's latest comments are further evidence on his possible Avengers 6 presence. Then it goes on to say, in talking with Marvel, Tobey Maguire expressed his interest in continuing to play Spider-Man on screen after appearing in Spider-Man's No Way Home, asking, "Why wouldn't I want to do that?" According to Maguire, he's a fan of these films and all the different series, and if he was asked to do a Spider-Man thing, it would be a yes. And this is Tobey Maguire saying, "I love these films and I love all of the different series. If these guys called me and said, 'Would you want to show up tonight to hang out and goof around?' Or would you show up to do this movie or read scenes or do a Spider-Man thing?" It would be yes, because why wouldn't I want to do that? Late last year, rumors arose that Marvel Studios is looking to book as many multiversal heavy hitters as they can for Avengers Secret Wars, including Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Tobey Maguire's Spidey, and so on. Naturally, Maguire's new comments sparked firestorm of reactions and speculation about how exactly the webhead could show up in Secret Wars. And this is people just on Twitter saying, someone on Twitter saying, him and Hugh Jackman in Secret Wars team up, please. Someone else said, "He will be in Secret Wars, I hope so." Statements like this speak for it. Someone else said, "Since I was a kid, I always wanted a movie with him, Eric Banon's Hulk. In my mind, they were all on the same Earth. Would have been dope to see them together in Secret Wars." Someone else said, "No way he ever does a solo film again, but possibly he could show up at Secret Wars." I wouldn't say no way, honestly. Someone else said, I'll see you in Secret Wars, Maguire." Someone else said, "RDJ, Hugh, Tobey taking on Kang in Secret Wars." Then the last part it has here, it says, while the actor didn't name Marvel Studios or reference Avengers Secret Wars, well, yeah, NDAs, in his comments, it's worth noting that he is talking to Marvel in this interview and claims to be a fan of these films and all the series. The MCU has an ever-growing number of series on Disney Plus. Sony and its Spider-Man universe does not. Avengers Secret Wars is the next most obvious choice for where he could appear, and its multiversal story involving different timelines and universes. If those rumors are true, it's possible that Marvel Studios and Sony already have Tobey Maguire committed to Avengers 6. But the real question is whether Maguire has signed on to do anything prior. While the Sony and Marvel Studios share Spider-Man relationship often complicates these opportunities, the actor did reference his willingness to show up to do movies or read scenes. If it's possible, is it possible that he already has? For now, only time will tell, but the fact that Maguire is eager to continue playing the web slinger is fantastic news for Spider-Man fans and suggests that his No Way Home role won't be his last. It's definitely not his last. We talked about that immediately after No Way Home. Immediately after No Way Home, the speculation and the rumor mill started going that he and Andrew Garfield would be returning for Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, and etc. And a year ago as of yesterday, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland all sat down with Deadline, and they talked about No Way Home, and Tobey Maguire even expressed how he loved working with Marvel then. So I feel like him working with Marvel and the experience he had with the MCU opposed to the experience he had with Sony and things like that, I feel like that made him even more eager to work with Marvel and whatever it is they're doing for the MCU. This is what Tobey had to say almost a year ago when he was talking about No Way Home. So I'll play this clip here so you guys can see that and just kind of reflect back on what he had to say to Deadline.
Tobey and Andrew come in, that audience reaction was like nothing I've experienced in a long time, and especially now in the age of COVID, it's so great. This movie seems so needed to restore our faith in movies and the movie-going experience. Tobey and Andrew, I have to ask you though, how did you get involved? I mean, when they came to you, I can't imagine, Tobey, they said, "Oh, we want you to do Spider-Man again." What was it?
I went and had a meeting with Amy and Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige, and had talked about, they sort of just, teased it. I think Amy was like, "We'd love to talk to you, and you know what this is about." And I was like, "Okay, sure. Let's have a chat." And
I think with Amy, you're like, "No, I don't, Amy, no."
Yeah, no, I know.
What?
Maybe you could just give me a little bit of information. But I don't know. I gotta say, I was intrigued immediately. Like, in that conversation, the intention, the kind of love and celebration of these movies and what it meant, I think, to Amy and Kevin was apparent. And to me, when artists or people who are steering the creative process have a kind of authentic, genuine intent of celebration and love, it just was so apparent in both of them that I don't know, I just wanted to join that. And I'm a big fan of Tom and those movies and Andrew, so it was definitely intriguing. But yes, I was also going, well, what are we going to do? And that was a bit mysterious. I did appreciate what was shared, but it was really about getting together with these people and revisiting, what was part of my history and getting a chance to like come together. And there are personal things too, which are kind of resolutions or a way to revisit and I'm not quite sure how to put it. It's just to get back into that, and I don't want to say like close the chapter, but revisit and have certain resolutions.
Pay attention to the wording.
And
Pay attention to
just
the
joining
wording.
This, like loving creative spirit.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the wording. What he just said there at the end. He said, I don't want to say close the chapter because the chapter is not closed. Tobey Maguire knew that. Andrew Garfield knew that. Tom Holland knew that when Amy Pascal, Marvel Studios, and Sony reached out to them to come back for No Way Home. I'm sure it was laid out for them. This is what we want to do, not just for No Way Home, but this is what we want to do for the future. This is what we want to do for Secret Wars. This is what we want to do for Kang Dynasty. We need you guys back for this XYZ, etc., etc., etc. And we don't even know if they're going to show up. The rumor is they're going to show up in Across the Spider-Verse or some of the Beyond the Spider-Verse stuff. If that is even true, then, maybe they've even signed on for stuff for that. But I feel like Tobey Maguire is way more opening to working with the MCU, working with Amy Pascal when she's working with the MCU, working with Kevin Feige and things like that, just because of the positive experience, just listening to him talk about it there, the positive experience that he had working on No Way Home, all the fun he had working on No Way Home, and also for, the not so well-received Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3, that Sony forced Sam Raimi to change and do the things that were done in Spider-Man 3. Now, and on top of that, he never got to do his Spider-Man 4 film that was going to have John Malkovich as the Vulture. And I am going to show something from that here in just a second, but we would have gotten to see that as well. And we've even seen the concept art that I'm going to show here in a second from that would have been great. And then at the beginning of this month, I want to go over this too. When Tobey just said, I don't want to say close the chapter. If you guys remember, at the beginning of this month, we talked about, I think it was like the 4th or the 3rd of this month, we talked about the rumor that was going around from the mods also that said I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. We were hearing the rumor that Tobey Maguire is not just a cameo, but that he is a main character in Secret Wars. Also, Andrew Garfield, Hugh Jackman, and Robert Downey Jr. will not just be cameos in Secret Wars, they will also be main characters. Obviously taking the main character word kind of loosely, but you get the gist there. They're going to be mainstays in that movie. They're not just popping in and popping out. It's not going to be like a No Way Home thing when Andrew and Tobey popped in for the last 25, 30 minutes. It's not going to be something like that. They are going to be kind of main characters, a part of the film. That's just what we're hearing. Again, take it with a massive grain of salt. But then the last thing that I will say before I show this here is take this also however you want to take it. I won't even say take this with a massive grain of salt. I'll say take it however you want to take it. My Time to Shine Hello tweeted out this morning. Again, we talked about it earlier. She tweeted out, ask me anything. And one of the questions asked was, when are we going to see Spider-Man again? To where she replied, the only appearance Tom Holland's Spidey will make in the MCU at the moment is in his Spider-Man films and the Avengers films. So let's take ourselves back here a little bit. You remember Spider-Man was also rumored to be in Daredevil Born Again, and the events of Daredevil Born Again were supposed to bleed into Spider-Man 4. Now that's not meaning just because Spider-Man's not in Daredevil Born Again that the events of that series can't still bleed into Spider-Man 4. You can't still have Daredevil and Kingpin a part of that whole thing going on in Spider-Man 4. that still does mean that could possibly happen. It just means Sony's not wanting to play nice enough to let Spider-Man show up in Daredevil Born Again. Now, I don't know that for a fact. I'm just assuming Sony is going to Sony, so I'm not really sure. So don't take my word for that. I'm just saying typically Sony and Marvel's relationship, even though it is a little bit better, it's not something we typically see them playing nice with. I'm sorry. What do you have? So yeah, we typically don't see Sony playing nice with Marvel like that unless it's they're talking that money stuff. So take that however you want to take it. That is what My Time to Shine Hello did tweet out, that don't expect to see Spider-Man or Tom Holland's Spider-Man showing up in anything outside of his solo films and Avengers. But I will show this here. I don't know if everybody's seen this or privy to this or not, but this is the Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 that was going to have John Malkovich as Vulture. This is some of the art put together in a type of flip script type deal, where you can kind of see that this was going to be a pretty good fucking film. Let's just put it that way. Hold on, I'm not getting copyright for that shit. Nope. Not getting copywritten for that, so we'll just watch. No sound, but we'll watch. And I don't know if everybody has seen this. It's a little old, but still, I wanted to show it. And I thought, honestly, John Malkovich was going to be a great Vulture. I don't know why we've been getting so many behind-the-scenes looks and things of what Spider-Man 4 would have been. I have my own speculations on that, but again, we'll have to wait to see. But we've been getting a lot of looks at what Spider-Man 4 would have been had Sony not scrapped the project. So we even got a behind-the-scenes look of what John Malkovich's Vulture suit was going to look like. And when I tell you comic accurate, it was so dope. It was nothing like the MCU's Vulture or anything like that. It was so dope. So it would have been really cool to see this. The beginning of this film was going to start with a montage of Spider-Man busting other villains. So we were going to see him busting Mysterio. We were going to see him busting some other street-level villains and bringing them into the cops and things like that. That's how the film was going to start, just with a montage of Spider-Man bringing in various different villains into the police and things like that. And this is all in the concept art. You can go look at all of that. It's all in the concept art. It was going to be really dope. So when they say, when the direct says that they don't see Tobey Maguire possibly coming back for any solo films, I would honestly disagree with that. One, money fucking talks. Not only does money talk, Spider-Man puts asses in the seats. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that they've given any evidence or inklings or anything like that toward a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, but why show all of this behind-the-scenes stuff? Now, this is not new. This is not like new like that. But why are the direct has been talking, not just the direct, other trades and things have been talking so much about what would have been Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4. Now, granted, they could just be talking about it, but I tend to not believe that they're just talking about Spider-Man 4 and what it would have been, what it could have been, without there being some type of whispers about maybe Tobey doing a Spider-Man 4, maybe even the whole stuff with Andrew doing TASM 3, because they both, to me, deserve those films. I would love to see a TASM 3, more than anything else. I would love to see a TASM 3, but I would really like to see, maybe not done exactly like this because Tobey is older, his Spider-Man is older, maybe do this whole thing with John Malkovich as the Vulture, but have him still be the villain, but show it to where, kind of like a Spider-Man No More type of deal, where Spider-Man is a little older, he's got his daughter, we know from No Way Home that he is married to MJ and things like that. We could be seeing some things like that take place within a Spider-Man 4 type of deal. I thought it would have been really dope. I think it could have been dope, bro. And again, Spider-Man 4 would have been dope because this concept art, this flip book, it is that, bro. It's that. So yeah, that's it right there. I thought that was dope. I think that Tobey Maguire talking about coming back, he already knows he's coming back. We all already know that Tobey Maguire is coming back. If they say they're not or say anything like that, as I've mentioned before, Andrew Garfield has made it extremely difficult to believe any of these actors or actresses. But again, they have NDAs. They can't say these things. But at the end of the day, I can tell you that Andrew Garfield will be back. Tobey Maguire will be back. And we know Hugh Jackman's coming back. And we also know that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. A lot of these guys are going to come back. But as always, question is for you guys. Let me know down below what you guys are thinking about what Tobey Maguire had to say here as far as about him wanting to come back as Spider-Man, him saying that if these guys over here ask me to come back, the answer is going to be yes, and all the things that he had to say after No Way Home about just giving Marvel praise, giving Tom his praise, and wanting to work with those guys again. So again, let me know down below in the comments if you think we're going to see Tobey Maguire again. Do you think we could possibly even get a solo film with Tobey again, and what that could possibly look like? Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Let's see here. Let's go up a little bit. Again, can't read everything, but I will touch on some things. Mind of Inception said, I got chills when Andrew Spidey popped up and lost it when Tobey came out. Yeah, bro. Well, for me, because Andrew's my favorite one, I lost it when Andrew came out, bro. I was like, oh my God, bro. That's so dope. It was dope. I love No Way Home. Raymond said, hell, give Tobey his own trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. I agree. I'm here with it. Grace said they need to be contacting Wesley Snipes, the star that made this all possible. Right? I believe they have to. CGC said Tobey's probably using the costume as pajamas, so he'd always be ready for the call. Cornelia said, where's Corey? That's a great fucking question. Omega095 said, I hope Flint Marko from No Way Home returns in Spider-Man 4 and a flashback scene of Tobey helping Marco's case to free him to unite him with his family. He also said Spider-Girl debut in Spider-Man 4 and Tobey return into Amazing Spider-Man 3 and possibly Tom Holland 2 for another Spider-Verse with Andrew. D. Stizzle said, I guess I'd rather see Tobey again over Hypno Hustler. I definitely would not for me, not I guess. I know I'd rather see Tobey's Spider-Man over a fucking Hypno Hustler or a damn El Muerto. Omega095, not talking to me. CGZ said, I'm still hoping for Ed Norton and Terrence Howard making Secret Wars appearances. I wouldn't hold my breath, but it's one thing that you can hope for. Brian said, does having Tobey around or Andrew keep Tom Holland's spotlight having less shine as the MCU Spider-Man / Peter Parker? I don't think so, because he still gets his solo films. He's still getting 4. He's still getting Spider-Man 5. He's still getting Spider-Man 6 that are all his. Tobey and Andrew are just simply going to be showing up in Avengers films. So I don't think it takes away anything from Tom Holland. Justin said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Tom technically has one more MCU appearance in his contract. So, like, where the fuck are they going to use that before his next film? I want to say his last was No Way Home. I want to say his last was No Way Home, and then the new contract has it to where he's showing up in his the 3 solos, and then 3 different group projects. So we know 2 of them being Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. We just don't know what that third one is. And again, it was rumored to be Daredevil Born Again, but we'll have to wait to see. Tyrone said, shoot, Terrence Howard needs to be in Secret Wars as War Machine. D. Stizzle said, Insomniac Spider-Man 2 will get it right, but the live action stuff is a roll of the dice for me. And then we got Brian, that said, at least Sony and Disney are somewhat playing nice with sharing Spidey. Can't say the same with Universal Studios and solo Hulk content and Namor. Yeah, they're cracking down on the Namor stuff for sure. Like, Marvel can't use Namor for anything right now. Like, I don't even think they can really talk about Namor unless it has to do with Wakanda Forever. I don't really think they can talk about Namor. Inner Chakra said, why are they so stingy? It's not like Tom's Spider-Man isn't a CGI man in a suit anyway. Because they want money, bro. I don't know why they're stingy. Because it's not like they're doing anything with him in their universe anyway. They're putting their fucking eggs, all their eggs in fucking Craven the Animal Lover, El fucking Morto, Hypno Hustler, Madam Web, Silver Sable and Black Cat, Buddy Cop, Rhino spinoff. Like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? If it's not Spider-Man, who cares? No one. And again, if you care, I'm sorry that I just shit on that. If you care, that's fantastic for you. I don't give a shit about the Spider-Man franchise without Spider-Man. I don't. That's why, again, I say this all the time. That's why I haven't and will never see Morbius. You lied for 2 years, and then the last 2 weeks before the film came out, you scrapped Spider-Man. I'm not interested. I don't care. I don't care. Let's see. Gray said we got robbed. We definitely got robbed. Mind of Inception said TASM 3 will happen. I believe. I'm believing in it too. SP Flash 1523 said I think the villain for Tobey Spider-Man 4 should be Moreland, since he is more on the horror side of Spider-Man rogues. And sorry, this thing covered it. And that's what Raimi likes to work with. Yeah, if they bring Raimi back. That would be for sure. Moreland would be definitely dope. Obviously, you know, we've talked about Moreland before when it comes to Spider-Man. He's definitely not a street-level Spider-Man villain, but he is one of the dopest Spider-Man villains, and I would love to see Moreland in live action. D. Sizzle said the MCU's success made Sony rethink their strategy after Spider-Man 3. Avengers 1 changed the game. Hungry Almighty said, I have a friend who really believes No Way Home was the last of Tobey and Andrew returning. I'm like, are you an idiot? They're not. That's not it. They are definitely coming back. Let's see. Johnny said, but what we really need is Blade No Way Home. Inner Chakra said, but Andrew was my favorite Spider-Man. He was mine too. Hopefully we get TASM 3. Also, Inner Chakra said that. Tyrone said, could you see Corsair and Starjammers replace Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't think so, just because of James Gunn's statement saying that this is just the last iteration of this Guardians team we're going to see. I've even seen some rumors out there that they're going to become Guardians of the Multiverse instead of Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that. Hungry Almighty said they don't see the gold. They don't see the gold mine. They are sitting. Yeah, right. It's like they're at where X marks the spot, but won't dig the gold. You can do 3 Spider-Man franchises and no one will be confused. Even kids understand. Yeah, and the comics work that way. I mean, there are several comic Spider-Man lines that are going on at the same time. So if you can keep up, you can keep up. It's not rocket scientists. It's science. Sorry, it's fucking movies, bro. That's easy to keep up with, and they're separate fucking people. Same Spider-Man, or it's different, even different fucking Spider-Man. It's the same. We get it. It's not hard to do. D. Stizzle said Tobey has the most hilarious crying face I've ever seen from an actor. CGZ said Tobey's inner voice was screaming, yes, they can do a What If Spider-Man the End movie. Then we've got Johnny that said, I think Johnny Storm and Spider-Man along with Wolverine and Spider-Man is the best friendship in my opinion. And I think Johnny needs to be closer to Tom's age along with Wolverine. Nathan said, Sony has to use what they have. They have everything. They own the Spider-Man franchise. They have everything. Yeah, they need to be using what they have. See, Gigi said, I want to see the Rhino Sandman movie. Well, you tell me how it is, because it's not one I'll be viewing. Johnny said, Moreland ate Spider-Man's eye. Nathan Moore said, just got here off topic, but Tom Holland needs the Spider-Man franchise. Outside of it, he has no star power. And, but are you wrong? No. You're not wrong. You're really not wrong. And I know what Tom Holland has said about not wanting to be known as Spider-Man, but that ship has sailed. D. Stizzle said, I need them Starjammers. Then Omega95 said, got new news on Quad Strike anime coming spring 2023. Could be premiered on Disney XD or the official Beyblade's YouTube channel. Full opening with more animation coming soon before the episode airs. Yeah, I got a big copyright strike for that Beyblade's intro. I knew I was too. The minute I played it, I was like, "This is." I think I said it too. I said, "Is this going to get a copyright strike?" And it did. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I'll do that stuff for the member streams. But we'll move here to the next topic, and the next topic we're going to move here to is going to be Ryan Gosling, and that is one that we need to discuss now. This news is coming from Jeff Snyder. Where Jeff Snyder has been on a roll here lately when it comes to the scoops he has and the big news that he's been dropping. He's now come out and said that Ryan Gosling is being eyed for the Fantastic Four. Now, this is interesting because it's interesting and, however, not uncommon, though, because Marvel discusses several roles with their actors and actresses that they're looking at. They discuss several different characters throughout their cinematic universe that they could possibly be playing or want them to play. And just from the rumors leaked surrounding Ryan Gosling joining the MCU, we know that he was attached to possibly be portraying Wonder Man, which we know that's not happening now. He was even in talks and rumored to be Doctor Doom, rumored to be Sentry, rumored to be Nova, and we actually thought he was going to be Sentry in Thunderbolts, so I don't know if that's off the table or whatever it is, but that was also one of the rumors. And question is he actually having these conversations with Marvel about these different bigger roles and things like that? And the even bigger question, like I put in the poll, is can you see him as Reed Richards? I mean, no. I guess no. I can't see I can't see Ryan Gosling as Reed Richards, because I'm trying to think of roles Ryan Gosling has played where he's like this intelligent figure like Reed Richards. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I just haven't. I'm thinking of past things Ryan Gosling has done. I just can't see it. But again, maybe you can. Can you even see him as Johnny? Do you see him as Johnny Storm? And if so, you know, I mean, no, I don't even see him as Johnny. I don't know. I think I could see him more as Johnny than I could as Reed, but honestly, he's not my first choice for either. But the Direct did have a article that they put out about it, and this is what they had to say. As Marvel Studios looks to cast the leading quartet of actors for Fantastic Four in the MCU, a new rumor further suggests that fan favorite Ryan Gosling is on the studio's radar. Gosling has been rumored to join the MCU for a long time, with potential roles ranging between characters like Nova and Sentry as the franchise expands further into the multiversal saga. Then it goes on to say the Oscar-nominated star has been quick to debunk those rumors, although he shared aspirations to join the franchise at some point, specifically mentioning Ghost Rider as a character he'd love to play. I forgot he did mention that he wanted to play Ghost Rider. Meanwhile, Marvel Studios has plenty of work to do casting for multiple projects in Phase 5 and Phase 6, most notably the upcoming Fantastic Four reboot, due to the excitement building for Marvel's first family to finally enter the MCU. Casting ideas for Reed Richards, Sue Storm's Johnny Storm. I got Ghost Rider on the mind. Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm have become wildly popular over the last few years. Now, if one recent rumor proves to be true, Gosling himself may have a good chance at nabbing one of those highly discussed roles. Then it goes on to say, speaking on the Hot Mic podcast, love them. Again, that's Jeff Snyder. Insider Jeff Snyder shared a rumor that Ryan Gosling is reportedly in line for a role in Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four. Snyder briefly shared that he had heard some rumblings about Gosling in the mix for the 2025 movie, although he didn't specify which role. This comes after a different rumor indicating he was in the running to play MCU's Sentry, a character that's reportedly set to appear as the antagonist in the Thunderbolts. And then it goes on to say, who could Gosling play in Fantastic Four? And then it says, let me see. Okay, it says signing somebody of Ryan Gosling's caliber would be a huge get for the MCU, no matter what role he may be rumored for the Fantastic Four. But now the real question moves to who he would actually play in the movie, with a couple of key characters sticking out. A couple, I mean, what? Okay. Gosling certainly has the status and the acting chops to play the leading role of Reed Richards, who will be one of the MCU's most important leading characters in the multiversal saga and beyond. While rumors have teased what Kylo Ren. Yes. While rumors have teased that Kylo Ren actor Adam Driver is at the top of Marvel's wish list to play Mr. Fantastic, Gosling would be far from a disappointing second option should Driver not work out. Even more intriguing is the idea of Gosling potentially playing a character for whom Marvel reportedly has big plans, Silver Surfer. The Herald of Galactus is rumored to be in line for his own special presentation on Disney Plus, introducing this widely powerful hero before the Fantastic Four take their place in the MCU narrative. This would allow Gosling to keep his own thing to keep his own thing in the streaming sphere before making his way into the big screen movie for Marvel Studios, and it would give him a chance to play a character that many are anxious to see fight alongside the Avengers and other MCU standouts. This last thing it says here, with Fantastic Four still not set to come to theaters for more than 2 years, it may be some time before Gosling is announced for the movie, which would only be the case if the rumors turn out to be true. But should it come to fruition, it would only make the movie that much more of a hot ticket as the quarterlet looks to plant their flag next to Marvel Studios' top names. Fantastic Four is set to arrive in theaters February 14th, 2025. Then it goes on here to say even more about what we're getting with that. Like I said, now, this right here, I'm going to show you this tweet. These tweets are coming from Jason over at Great Phase. And this is Jason Kane, who is connected with Great Phase. And this is what he had to say in connection to the Fantastic Four. Ember is another credible insider that we talk about over here. She put some things out about the Fantastic Four. She put the Fantastic Four logo GIF on her. She tweeted that out, and then Jason from Great Phase quote retweeted it and said, Fantastic Four are from the present day. Now she tweeted that, and she tweeted the picture she tweeted, the GIF she tweeted, she captioned it 1960s, to where Jason replied, F4 are from present day MCU. All revolves around Fantastic Four experimenting with the time travel tech from Endgame. They end up getting stuck in the 60s for a year already. Already and practiced in their powers. Movie starts as they make it back to present day. So let's just read that one more time. Fantastic Four are from present day MCU. All revolves around Fantastic Four experimenting with time travel tech from Endgame. They end up getting stuck in the 60s for a year and are already practiced in their powers. Movie starts as they make it back to present day. He then was asked the question, was wondering how Doom was going to fit into everything if this wasn't the case, but this makes more sense. To where Jason from Great Phase replies, Doom has no major presence in this movie. And that's not surprising, because we've known about that also for a while, that Doom was not going to be showing up in this film. To where he was then asked if they are going to come back to present day in the beginning of the movie, why the fuck the 60s shit? To where Great Phase just simply replied with a gif of Kang saying time. I love that how he replied to that. He then replied to his own tweet and said the tweet about how the Fantastic Four are going to be experimenting with the time travel tech from Endgame. He goes on to quote retweet his own tweet in answer to say, this below is me more piecing it together rather than actual fact. At some point after Endgame, Reed and Co. got their hands on some of the time travel tech. They probably mess up and get powers as they test it and get stuck in the 60s. So, that is what's that's what's coming from Great Phase there. Then it says, so I'm just wondering, with the Fantastic Four film taking place in the 60s, that's something we've heard rumored for a while. I mean, even Ant-Man director Peyton Reed came out and said that was the concept that he wanted to do had he gotten to direct. I think he is directing. No, Matt Shackman is directing the Fantastic Four. So with him, if he would have gotten to direct the Fantastic Four, that's what he would have done. That's the concept he wanted to do. But Jason says they're from the present day. And if they're from the present day, I guess I'm just wondering, where the fuck have they been this entire time? If they're from the present day, why have they not been here? Because you can't use the whole Eternals thing. You can't say, well, Arishem didn't want us involved, the Celestials didn't want us involved unless it was directly dealing with deviants. When you say the Fantastic Four have been here in its present day, now, again, been here does not necessarily mean that they had their powers during the events of Endgame. Because Great Phase is kind of suggesting that they get their powers experimenting with the time travel tech from Endgame. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they, had their powers during the events of the Infinity Saga. But if they did, this is what comes to mind for me. I always think of the Tobey Maguire meme of him during the Endgame fight. I find this shit so funny because it's like, if they were here this entire time, and all this shit in the MCU was going on, was this the approach they were taking? Was this the approach they were fucking taking? Like, oh shit, that's not my motherfucking business. Like, I love that fucking meme. This shit is so funny. It was like, that's not my business. I'm not getting involved in any of that shit that's going on. But that, again, that is a question of that I bring up is, if they did have their powers, again, Great Phase is not suggesting that they had their powers, but if they did have their powers during the Infinity Saga, where the fuck were they? Why were they not here? Let's also talk about Michael Waldron's deleted post-credit scene that he wanted to use at the end of Multiverse of Madness. At the end of Multiverse of Madness, the post-credit scene that he had taken out of the film dealt with the Fantastic Four. It dealt with Reed Richards. It was going to show Wanda taking out the Illuminati from 838, but then you were going to see a stretchy arm reach out, rewind those events, and then reach back. The camera was going to pan Reed Richards. I thought that would have been fucking mind-blowing, but again, so with Michael Waldron doing that, now that doesn't necessarily mean that they have their powers. If that post-credit scene would have been there, that would have suggested that they had their powers within already within the MCU. Now, Michael Waldron deleting that, does that then mean that deletes the possibilities that the Fantastic Four could already be established within the MCU, but not just established as Reed, Sue, Johnny, and Ben, but established as Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing? That's, is that a thing? But I really don't know with that. That's just something that Michael Waldron had put in the film that they ultimately taken out, that got taken out of the film. And then we also know that from the comments from Kevin Feige, where he said that this isn't going to be an origin story. So we know that this is not going to be an origin story for the Fantastic Four. It's also interesting that they're in present day. I don't know really what to make of that. I really don't. We have to see more and know more about what that means as far as them being, around during all those events. So my question then becomes, if they were here during the present day, did they get stuck in the 60s? And I mean, that's what Jason's saying, that they get stuck in the 60s, possibly after experimenting with the time travel tech from Endgame. But so is a Kang variant in the 60s? Is it possibly? I don't. Because Victor Timely goes back to the year 1901 in Marvel Comics. Now, obviously, the MCU being the MCU, they can change whatever the fuck they want to change, as they done, i.e. T'Challa. They can change and do whatever they want to do. So, could we see like a variant of Kang in the 60s, with the Fantastic Four, or fighting against the Fantastic Four or anything like that, then brought into present day? Because he said the film is going to take place during present day. So, I don't know how that's going to work. And then, from what we've heard, too, we talked about this a few days ago, Jeff Loveness talking about how the deep dive he took into Kang's comics and things like that. So with that being known, with the multiversal stuff and all the other Kang variants showing up, it's a possibility that we could see some type of variant of Kang in, in the 60s. 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 60s as the villain in Fantastic Four instead of a mole man, instead of Doctor Doom, instead of, you know, another villain that's in the deep rogues gallery for the Fantastic Four. We could be seeing it just be Kang, you know, pushing us forward toward Kang Dynasty, pushing us forward towards Secret Wars, and staying in line with what's currently going on in the MCU. That could be what we see. And we also know that, like I said, Victor Timely rumored to be coming in, and that could be one of the things that they do. And the last thing I'll say here is, if you remember, take yourself back to Far From Home. This was a theory that a lot of people had. A lot of people think that in the MCU right now, because we don't know what has happened to Avengers Tower, we don't know who's purchased it. We don't know if a Kang variant has purchased it, because we saw in Loki episode 5, you see a version of the Avengers Tower, but it doesn't have the A. It says something else. The words are cut off though, but the word is cut in half. So suggesting that the tower was purchased by someone else. But a lot of people after Far From Home, after that ended, had a theory that Avengers Tower is now the Baxter Building, and that the Baxter Building had been purchased obviously by the Fantastic Four and things like that, blah blah blah. Because if you take yourself again back to Far From Home, once Peter swings through what people are thinking is the Baxter Building, that opening there, I'm trying to remember how that goes. There's that construction site stuff. There's all that construction, and on the construction it says 1, 2, 3, and then the 4 is invisible or fading. I think it's invisible, but I think it's fading. Or it's either fading or invisible. I don't really remember. But and a lot of people are saying, is that suggesting or leading, or is that an Easter egg for the Fantastic Four? I haven't heard anything about that since, but you know, that was a rumor, or that was a theory a lot of people had around the Far From Home days. But that is kind of what's going on there with the Fantastic Four right now. That's what Jason from Great Phase is saying. He's saying that it's going to be a present day film, that they're going to be from present day, and they're just going to be misplaced in the 60s and things like that. We got the rumors of Ryan Gosling joining the team, or possibly being one of the members of the Fantastic Four, being Reed or being Johnny, or something like that, or maybe even Ben. I don't see him being Ben, but you know, hey, I don't know. I really don't know. But as always, I will leave it up to you guys. Let me know down below, because the question is for you. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about some of the newest statements being brought up here about the Fantastic Four, coming from Jason Kane over at Great Phase. The newest reports coming from the Direct about Ryan Gosling possibly being eyed as one of the Fantastic Four members, to play one of the members in the MCU. Let me know all these questions and things that you guys have down below. Let's see what you guys are saying. Sir Yuri G said, I'll be the guy. I can see him as Johnny a bit. That's why I said a bit. I could see him more as Johnny, not as Reed, but he's not my first choices either. Raymond said, oh God, if it's from Jeff, it's gotta be true. I'm telling you, Jeff Snyder is rarely wrong. Raymond also said Gosling sucks. D Stizzle said, can't see him as Reed, and he's way too old. Yes, that's why I said I can kind of see him as Johnny, but that's the issue. He's too old to be Johnny. Gray said no, but he is the age range for Reed. Yeah, that too though, but I just don't see him as Reed. Johnny said way too old as Johnny Stevens said way too old as Johnny. Maybe Doom. You know, again, that was on the table. But Doom is supposedly not in this film. He also said he's a good-looking guy and a weirdo that's totally Victor Von Doom. Let me see. Bear with me one moment. All right, I apologize. Where was I at there on the comments? Johnny also said he's a good-looking guy and weirdo. That's totally Victor Von Doom. D Stizzle, D Stizzle said, not counting the kids, but Johnny is the youngest dude on the team. Right. CGC said Keanu Reeves, John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, and Ryan Gosling might as well be Skrulls. Johnny Stevens said, "Yo, Keanu in the Council of Reeds as Surfer Reed." Then we've got Justin that said, "I could see him as Ben, but definitely not Reed. I can't see him as Reed." D Sizzle said, "I wonder how many comics the studio won't read in preparation for Fantastic Four. Hate that time travel idea. I don't like it either." Johnny said, "Honestly fits movie continuity, and it isn't the botched traditional origin, nor is it the botched negative zone. Ultimate origins, I'll take it. Thanks, Fox." Yeah, like I said, there are things about it I do like. I don't know if I like them experimenting with time travel tech, because in Marvel Comics, Reed figured out time travel way before Tony. And Doctor Doom figured it out way before both of them. So, and Reed is, come on, Reed is smarter than Tony. So him experimenting with the time travel tech, like as if he couldn't already just make his own, I don't know that I buy that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. Just from my knowledge of stuff that we've seen in the comics, like I don't like that. Reed would not have to experiment with someone else's time travel tech. He just wouldn't have to. Nathan said, "I don't want to get dragged for this comment, but I'm surprised Ryan is possibly being a part of a Marvel film." Oh, you're not getting dragged for that comment at all. I mean, he's a good actor, but who do you see him? I don't really... when I see Ryan Gosling, I mean, the most recent thing I've seen Ryan Gosling in is, I haven't seen Barbie, but the Barbie trailer. And I mean, there's that behind the scenes video of him in the skates, and he screams, and I don't know. I just don't see Ryan Gosling in these roles. I just don't. Raymond said, let me see. Raymond said, no Majors present. He's Dr. Doom. What the Satan's home is this movie? I'm moving to Mars. Y'all be safe. D Stizzle said, "Yep, the 60s thing is dumb. Old idea from Peyton Reed." Yeah, I still don't understand the whole 60s concept, because it's still not making sense of how that fucking fits in. Unless you're using a king that's in... I don't know. Because I still don't get it. Justin said, "So messing with the quantum realm gives you powers now, because how the fuck did the Fantastic Four even get their powers then?" They're not talking quantum realm. They're talking the time travel tech that the Avengers used in Endgame. The tech that was developed by Tony. That's the tech that they're talking about here. I don't even think the quantum realm is playing a part anymore. That's why I said I'm not expecting them in Quantum Mania. I'm not even holding my breath for it. I don't want to get myself too excited for something that may not happen, or will not happen, honestly. Johnny said, "Honestly, Peyton was a better choice than Tim Story. Again, thanks, Fox." Justin said, "So messing with..." Oh, sorry, read that. D Sizzle said, "Director Joe Carnahan wanted to do Daredevil set in the 70s. That's also a dumb idea." Johnny said, "Well, the Fantastic Four aren't fame-addicted people. They're scientists first, not fame-chasing soups. It makes sense they'd sit it out." I don't know if that would make sense to me, because if you're a hero, it really doesn't... I don't know, that doesn't make sense for me that the Fantastic Four would sit that out, because the Fantastic Four are in so many different storylines throughout Marvel Comics where they have put themselves directly in the fire because they're friends with so many different heroes and things like that. And not only that, they are heroes themselves. You know, why would I, knowing that I have the powers of... I have powers in general. I have superhuman abilities, but I'm watching my world crumble, and I could step in and do something. It doesn't make sense to me for a superhero to sit. Now, on the Eternals end, it makes sense because it was explained. The Celestials demanded and deemed and told them, do not get involved in human stuff unless it directly involves deviants. That makes sense. But the Fantastic Four having powers and even though they're not obsessed with fame and things like that, it does not make sense for me for them to be sitting out sitting out the fight. I don't see that. I don't even see the Fantastic Four doing that in the comics. Johnny also said, what makes the most sense is that that the four get their powers close to Infinity War, get dusted on top of that, then get blipped back, and they do their time travel shenanigans in 2025, get stuck in the 60s. I still don't like the 60s thing. D. Stizzle said, Fantastic Four is one of... took me down. Fantastic Four is one of my favorite comic teams, not feeling these rumors. I love the Fantastic Four too. I think I'm one of the only ones over here outside of my co-hosts that really love the Fantastic Four. I'm really, really looking forward to this film. I want to see what they're going to do. I'm not just that. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Fantastic Four enter the MCU, but just optimistically cautious into what they're going to do with them. Cordelia said, they should low-key be from the future, too, and have been misplaced in the multiverse during the current timeline, or from the multiverse coming into the current timeline. Raymond said, if he's Johnny, then who the hell is Mr. Fantastic? Mr. Fantastic, Dick Van Dyke. Cordelia said, I can't see Ryan Gosling, any of these characters, honestly. Tyrone said Ryan could be Ben Grimm the Thing, or as, okay. Cornelia said as any of these characters, honestly. T. Stizzle said, if I was in charge, I would just have them lost in space for the last 5 or so years. Andre said, I really hope Adam Driver is not Reed, so do I. Omega Zero 95 said, I don't want another Captain America blast into the future situation with Fantastic Four. D. Stizzle said, Reed figures everything out. He's got a back door into the negative zone at the Baxter building. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that Reed would be going off the back of Tony. No, never that. No. Cornelia said, he's in the Netflix movie, The Gray or something. It was solid. We're talking about Gosling. Oh, actually, you know what? Somebody else mentioned that movie and said check that one out when it comes to Ryan Gosling acting in more serious roles or stuff. So someone told me to check that. I think that's the one they said check out. Elijah said Ryan is the right age for Reed. I just don't know if I buy him as Reed. Right, I agree with you. He's the right age. I just don't buy him as Reed. The Gray Man. That's the one, Cornelius. That's the one that they were mentioning. Stevie said it should be someone with a more distinctive look for Reed. I agree. I'm still really high on the Penn Bagley thing. I know some people were saying they didn't want Penn, but I liked Penn. I like the Penn idea. Mega 095 said, I think if they want time travel storylines within time travel, the story better be before or during Spider-Man Homecoming to explain who bought Stark Tower. Brian said, but the tech Tony used in Endgame was utilized a bit from Hank Pym with his Pym particles. Oh, and Bruce Banner has been nerfed in intelligence in the MCU, in my opinion, with him in Endgame. I would say Bruce's intelligence is a little nerfed, but I mean Bruce and Hulk in general are just nerfed. Yes, that is true, too, about Tony and the whole utilizing off the Pym particles, but it's still Tony that figured out time travel. It was still him that figured out the whole thing, because without Tony, they were never figuring that shit out. You saw before Tony even got there, they couldn't figure it out. They kept messing with Scott's age. D. Stizzle said, the Fantastic Four have been famous from the jump. Yes, sir. Cornelia said, if Ryan Reynolds wants Deadpool, I'd say Ryan Gosling as Deadpool should be his casting. I'm really trying to imagine him in all these roles, and I'm not seeing any of them as that's what I'm saying. There's not been one that they've mentioned. Nova, Ghost Rider, I forgot until I read the article he said that. Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer, Reed Richard, I don't see him as any of that. I just don't. Brian also said, so IDK how Reed's intelligence is going to be utilized in the MCU without being nerfed with Tony Stark being established. Fantastic Four isn't. Cornelius also said, maybe Cyclops for Ryan Gosling. I like the idea. What's the dude from Top Gun Maverick? I like that. I like that fan casting. I forget his name. But I like that fan casting for Cyclops. Raymond said, I haven't really read into Fantastic Four because my first Fantastic Four introduction was Fantastic Four 2 in Fantastic Four 2015 with that black guy playing Human Torch. Oh, you're talking about the film? Oh, the films. That was Michael B. Jordan that played Human Torch. And Fantastic Four, those films, you know, jeez. Especially that 2015 one. That 2015 one is... ass is a nice way a nice way of calling that movie bad. Calling it ass is a nice way of talking about that movie. But the first Fantastic Four and the second Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans, I mean, they're all right. I mean, for the time, they were what they were. They're really cringy to go back and watch because I have gone back and watched them when Disney put them on Disney Plus. I went back and watched them. It's kind of cringy, but it was still like, oh, okay. Sure, have fun. Omega 095 said, someone get Ben Corsese for Mr. Fantastic. Johnny Stevens said Ryan Gosling should have been Corsair. D Sizzle said it all started with Spidey comics, but Hulk and Fantastic Four comics also introduced me to the Marvel Universe. Vale said, nah, Drive is the Gosling film to check out. That's the one. It wasn't the Gray Man or the Gray. No, no. The Gray Man was mentioned, but Drive was also mentioned. Cornelia said Ryan Gosling should have been Wonder Man. Yeah, he really should have. He really fucking should have. While Yahya Abdul Mateen should have been cast as Adam Brashear or Dr. Voodoo. Fucking right. Honestly, if I had to see Gosling as someone, out of all the people he was rumored to be, it was always Wonder Man. Yeah, for sure, it was Wonder Man. Cornelia said they nerfed that casting. They did. DeSizzle said in T'Challa and Reed, yep. Should be chopping it up in the science lab on screen. SMH, yep, I agree. Cordelia said, that would have been better use of both actors. I agree with you. Johnny Stevens said, well, maybe Reed already cracked time travel and Reed is perfecting it. Maybe Reed felt it primitive. That's a very good that's very true too. Maybe he did feel it was primitive and like, let me check this out. That's true. That's a good point, Johnny. Andre said, Miles Teller as Cyclops. That's not the one I was going for from Top Gun Maverick. I forget his name. Hold on, now I have to look it up. His name, the dude from Top Gun Maverick that I could see and I like the fan casting for is Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell as Cyclops. I could see it. See, Jeezy said, Johnny said, it being Tony's time travel method. Yeah. See, Jeezy said, someone who calls himself Mr. Fantastic sounds like a person chasing fame, at least subconsciously. Raymond said, in the words of Thor Odinson, bring me Jonathan Krasinski as Reed Richards. I would take it too. Again, I don't have to have Jonathan Krasinski as Reed like I thought I had to, because before Multiverse of Madness, you could not convince me that I wanted anyone else as Mr. Fantastic outside of John Krasinski. But I'm not saying he did a bad job at the 15 minutes that he did have on screen as Mr. Fantastic. I just said to myself, okay, thank you for the subscription. Legend Hercules Gaming, thank you so much for that subscription. Means a lot. Yeah, so I'm not sure. But before, you couldn't convince me of anybody else as Mr. Fantastic. Raymond also said that's the least they could do. Nathan said Glenn Powell from Top Gun Maverick. Right, that's who I was talking about. Raymond also said Jessica Alba scares me. I'm serious. Like that's a phobia of mine. Why does Jessica Alba scare you? Grand Regent Thrag, is it from the horror movie she was in? Grand Regent Thrag said, I watched Gosling in Tron. He's one of those guys that just seems to play himself in every movie. Every time I think Gosling, I think Remember the Titans. That's all I go to every time. That scene of them where they had to room with someone that they didn't normally talk to. Where they had to room with a black guy with a white guy with a black guy. They had to room together, and he was doing the dance. I'm like, not this one. He's like, you gotta love this one. Like anytime I think of Gosling, that's where my mind goes. I don't see him in any of these roles. Gosling is in Tron. I thought he really was in Tron. I think he is in Tron. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure Gosling is in Tron. No, Ryan Gosling is in Tron. He's in Blade Runner 2049 and Tron Legacy of whatever. Yeah, he's in it. Let's see. Gray said Ben Barnes as Reed Richards. Let me see. Ben Barnes, actor. Okay, I could see it, Gray. I could see it. I know this actor because he played in Chronicles of Narnia. He was Prince Caspian in the Chronicles of Narnia. I could definitely see him as Reed. I could see it. He's got the look. Raymond also said Zac Efron is Human Torch, but I think he might be too. Have you seen Zac Efron lately? Go take Google pictures of Zac Efron lately. He looks. There you go. You said it. He looks like a dad now. Omega095 said Lee, not butchering the last name, who played Agent Stone in Sonic movie for Human Torch. Johnny Stevens said they already casted this actor in those terrible X-Men prequels, but if they were to cast Johnny, the actor that played young Cyclops, the dude from Ready Player One, I forget his name too. Love Ready Player One, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. Valley of Superb said, don't remember his character at all. Well, then that should tell you something. Grand Region Thrag said, yeah, I meant Blade Runner, not Tron, though damn, I was right, yeah. Raymond 2000 said, not butchering the first name, I'm not sure. Oh, that whole name is a name I'm not going to try to butcher. Let me see. Because his name is a fucking long-ass one. Oh, why didn't you just say the dude from fucking just Game of Thrones and just say Sir Jaime, the Kingslayer? You should have just said the fucking Kingslayer. Raymond said Ben Barnes could be Wolverine. DeSizzle said Johnny should be in his 20s at the most. Raymond also said, you know who would have been a good Human Torch? Cameron Boyce. The feels. Damn it. Give me a second. Yeah, I agree. That's sad. Cornelius said, has there ever been a situation where Marvel Studios originally casted a known actor as a character, then changed it at the last minute? Yaya needs to be an original black Marvel character, not Wonder Man. Yeah, he definitely does. And I can't recall one. I can't recall one. Not that I'm aware of. Cornelius also said the casting is so annoying to me. Then Raymond said, I don't know who those people are, Darius. Yes, you do. Oh, did you not watch Game of Thrones? Were you not a Game of Thrones viewer? That's Jaime, the Kingslayer. Yeah, he killed the Mad King. He killed Daenerys Targaryen's father. Anyway, that's the whole thing. Let's see. Okay. I low-key still wanted to discuss the plot leak for Quantumania. I have about 20 minutes left before I have to go for my scheduled cut and things. No, Raymond, you shouldn't. No, you're fine. But I have about 20 minutes left here, so I'll let you guys decide. I still want to do, so I have some giveaways. I want to do. So we can either wait to do the Quantumania plot leak for possibly Sunday, if I'm able to. Remember, I said I was going to do Sunday stream with you guys because there were some things I wanted to go over involving the timeline in the MCU and get kind of nerdy on some of the shit and on what's going on in the MCU and connections to everything connecting to Kang, as far as the Bengals, the Celestial stuff, as far as Loki, the mini variants, and just kind of laying all that out. I wanted to build with you guys just what that is going to look like. I wanted us to kind of, because Marvel hasn't built it for us, I just kind of wanted to build it with you guys of what that could look like, so we could either read the plot leak then, when we would talk about all the stuff then, or we can read it now, or instead of reading it now, because like I said, I got about 20 minutes, we can do giveaways, because I have a Mr. Knight here to give away to you guys. I have the Black Panther Funko Pop, and I don't know that anybody's checking for him, but I have the M'Baku Funko Pop that I could give away to you guys if we could play some games. So you guys let me know. Do you want to play? We're not really playing games. Well, I guess, yeah, we are. We could play some games, or we could read the plot leak. It's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do? Yes, Raymond, I could come back, but I can't because I have an 8 a.m. basketball game that I have to coach. And I have a game right after it at 11. So I have quite a few things going on in the morning to where I have to get my black ass in the bed. Johnny said MT should be Reed Richards. Let's see what everybody's saying. So Yuri G said it can be done on Sunday. Andrew said, I would like to see Adam Driver for Mr. Fantastic in either Jodie Comer or Amanda Seyfried for Invisible Woman. I think Jodie Comer is going to be Invisible Woman, just from some of the stuff. I just think she's going to be that. Omega Zero said, we can do that on Sunday. Okay, so that's 2 Sundays. Granger and Thrax said plot leak. That's 1. Brian said Sunday. Sir Yuri G said, you had me at games. D Stizzle said, I'm all about them damn leaks. So we got 2 for the leaks, 2 for the leaks, and 3 for Sunday, 4 for Sunday. Omega Zero said game, ? React to Undefeatable from Sonic Frontier. The track is super dope. I would have to download it, and I really just, with my computer, I do not have the time to download it. If there's ever videos or something you want me to react or watch to, you gotta tell me before the streams, because I told you guys, producer Henry thinks it's the background that's moving behind me currently. I don't think that's it, but again, I don't know about computers like he does. He thinks that that's it. So if I try to play a video, it ain't gonna play. It's gonna skip and it's gonna fuck up the whole stream. So I have to download the videos to my computer before I can even play it. Let's see. Raymond said, Gray said, make Sunday a big show then. Ooh, a big show on Sunday. But remember, everybody's saying do it Sunday. Okay, we'll do it Sunday. We'll do that. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it Sunday. I do want to say this too. If I don't stream Sunday, because remember, it all depends on what the bracket play and everything looks like on Sunday, because the way tournaments go, it's a 4-game guarantee. We play 2 games tomorrow, possibly 3, which would mean we're going to play 1 on Sunday, but then we're going to move straight into bracket play after. And bracket play depends on how many teams are in the tournament. I don't know how many teams are in it because I didn't sign us up for this, so I'm not sure. Like I said, I got to go shake hands and rub elbows with the right people, because it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And I got to shake hands and rub elbows and play the fucking game. So, if we don't get to do Sunday, it is something I still want to do, but at the same time, I also want to remind you guys too that I still am working on the Black Panther video that's coming out for Black History Month. So I'm working really hard on that also. Get your mouth off of that, T'Challa. No. Do that shit again. Come over here. Come on this side. Come here. If I don't, what the fuck was I even saying? What was I even saying? Now he's up here. Look who's up here. Can y'all see him? Let me make this big so y'all can see him. Because now he's up here. Yeah. Yeah, you need to move. And your breath really stinks. I need you to move. So yeah, if we do that Sunday, if we do end up doing that on Sunday, it would be dependent upon that schedule. But also, like I said, I'm still working on the Black Panther video. So if I don't stream, also it's because I've gotten really knee deep into it and I'm still working on it. So because I want that video. That video. I'm so excited for this video. I cannot wait to put this video out. So yeah, I might be doing some things like that as well. So I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's do. Oh, next stream with the big MODOK in the background. I could do that, T-Stizzle. Okay, let's play some games then. Here's how we'll do this. Here's how we'll do the giveaways, because now I'm even out of more time. I only have like fucking 10 minutes left before I gotta go get my hair cut. Let's do this. If you're interested in one of these giveaways, and the giveaway is a Marvel Legends Mr. Knight figure, a Funko T'Challa Monster Hunter, and a Funko M'Baku. If you're interested in any of these, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your name in this right here. Hold on. I'll show you guys so you guys can see it. I will put you guys' name in a spinning wheel that would pick you guys as that would pick one of your names, and then I would just get you that prize. So that's how we're gonna do it. We'll spin. I'll still ask some questions if you're wanting me to do. I'll let you guys choose that too. You guys want me to do it from the Ultimate Marvel Studios quiz book, and this Marvel Studios quiz book is just Marvel Studios projects that are involved in this, so it has nothing to do with comics. It's all movie related trivia. Or do you want me to pull from the Marvel Encyclopedia and ask questions? I'll let you guys decide on that as well. But again, if you want to be put in the drawing, put a 1 in the chat next to your name, and I'll make sure that you get put in here. All right, let's see. D-Stizzle. All right, D-Stizzle, we got you put in. Let's see. Mind of Inception. We're just going to put Mind of I. Okay. Then we've got Grand Regent Thrag. All right. Then we've got Brian. All right. Oops. Did not mean to put that right there. Ryan G. Then we've got Pookie Wood. Appreciate you being here, Pookie Wood. Then we've got Sir Yuri G. Right. And we've got Gray. Okay. I see Raymond's name and Andre's name, and I need to get you guys in here also. Can I do more than one? Can I do another one? Oh shit, is it let me do another one? Oh shit, it is. Okay. Raymond. And then we'll add Andre. Alright. The first spin we'll do M'Baku. We'll spin for M'Baku first. So remember, this is whoever it lands on. If it lands on you, well, congratulations, you're getting M'Baku. And if you get the M'Baku, I'm going to need you to message me in the Discord and send me your mailing information so that Corey can get this to you ASAP. All right, here we go. Let's spin it. Sir Yuri G. Sir Yuri G. The clapping. Congratulations, Sir Yuri G. Looks like you won the M'Baku from the Funko of M'Baku. So if you want to get with me, Sir Yuri G, maybe I don't know if I've gotten your mailing info in the past. I can't remember, but direct message me on Discord so that I can get your info to Corey and she can get this to you ASAP. And not that we're special, because I'm not special, or anything like that. But we'll sign it, we'll sign the box for you and everything like that. But I mean, it ain't special. But hey, congratulations, Sir Yuri G. All right, all right. So Yuri G just went. So now let's spin again. This is going to be for the Mr. Knight. The Mr. Knight Marvel Legends figure, all right? So we're going to spin again. This is for the Mr. Knight Marvel Legends figure. Oh, shit, Gray, bro. That is... Gray. That is so funny because you still ain't won shit. And that thing was gonna land on you every single time we play games. If you guys are new here, every single time we play games, Gray tries to win but never fucking wins. Like it's sad, bro. That's sad, Gray, but there's another chance for you to win. I hope it lands on you this time, because Gray enters to play every time, bro, and every time Gray gets hoed. That shit was about to land on your name. That is so funny. That's funny. Okay, Raymond, congratulations. You just got Mr. Knight. Now, Raymond, I'm going to give you a little TDR about this Mr. Knight. This Mr. Knight has it's in a Build-A-Figure wave. So the Build-A-Figure that you're building is Vision from What If. You don't get the arm. I'm only sending you the box and everything else, but I'm taking the arm out because this was the last piece I needed to build my Ultron Vision. So you don't get that, but you get everything else. And we'll sign it and get it sent to you. So direct mess. You have Mr. Knight. You have Mr. Knight. Well, damn. Okay, Raymond. Because you won, we're gonna send you something else. Let me see. B Tank, I'm gonna get you. I'll get you on this. I'll get you on here right now, Oh, he said no, I don't have it yet. Oh, you're saying you got Mr. Knight. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Well, we'll get this all signed. And make sure that you message me your mailing info, direct message me on Discord so we can get this over to you. Congratulations to Sir Yuri G and Raymond. All right, Tank. Do I have another giveaway? I thought I had another. I do. Where are you? Wait, B-Tank, are you still in the chat? If you're still here, let me know. If you're still here, I can see what else I've got. I'm not sure that I got anything else at the moment, but let me see if you're still here. If you're still here, let me know. And we'll get ready to spin again for T'Challa. The Funko. Okay, all right, B-Tank, bear with me 1 minute. Let me look and see what I've got. 1 second. All right, B-Tank. Because I care so much about my viewers, and I care so much about every single one of you guys, and I appreciate you guys so very much, and I want to give back to you guys any type of way that I can. This is one I've had, I just have refused to open, but I'm going to gift it. I'm going to gift it. So, Tank, I will put your name on this drawing, which now adds another giveaway to the batch. So, for those of you that are still on the wheel that haven't won yet, you have now another opportunity to win with this. Now, this is a hologram Iron Man. I will make my screen big so you guys can see him. This is a hologram Iron Man. I have not opened this. Well, actually, I did open it. I'm sorry. I took out, because the Build-A-Figure in this was Ursa Major, and I obviously took Ursa Major's head out of here so that I could build him and put him with the rest of my Winter Guard team. So, the Build-A-Figure in here was Ursa Major, so I have opened this, but it just hangs up on my wall. But I'm gifting it, so Tank, I'll put your name in here if anybody's interested in winning the hologram Iron Man. Hologram Iron Man. I'll get another one. Let's see. Let me get your name in here. Alright. B-Tank, I got you in. Chat, here we go. We're gonna spin. You guys ready? Of course, bro. Of course. I appreciate I appreciate you fucking being here. Like, thank you. That means a lot. Ready? Here we go. This is gonna be for the T'Challa, the Funko T'Challa. Here we go. D-Stizzle! D-Stizzle, you have just won the Funko T'Challa. D-Stizzle, you are the winner of the Funko T'Challa, and it's the Monster Hunter T'Challa. So send me, you know the drill, on Discord. Send me your info, your mailing info, so that Corey can get this. Oh, you guys can't see the wheel. Ah, my fault. My fault. That's right. It's on me. Sorry. Well, you now see that D-Stizzle won. So congratulations, D-Sizzle. Get me your mailing info so that Corey can get this sent off to you as well. All right. Now, the last one we're going to do. Now, guys, this is probably going to be a Friday deal. We're probably going to start doing this on Fridays, where we'll pull up the wheel, we'll get people's names that want to be entered in to win different gifts, and I'll get different gifts throughout the week for you guys and things like that, because like I said, I really do appreciate you guys, and I want to show that appreciation and gifting back to you guys as much as you gift to me by just being here. Your presence, you watching me, you fucking with me on this level is a gift in its own, so I appreciate that. So I want to make sure that I'm also giving back to you guys as well. So I think Friday shows we're going to start doing this. I'm going to start having giveaways just in general for you guys. So we'll do the last one. The last one here is going to be, so again, D-Stizzle, make sure you get with me. But the last one here that we're going to do is now going to be for the hologram Iron Man. It's a Marvel Legends figure. Let's not waste time. Let's spin. Here we go. Who is gonna... Andre. Andre Ware! Congratulations to you, Andre. I'm so glad that you got this. So make sure that we get this to you, Andre. Same thing. Make sure that you get me your mailing info sooner rather than later, because Corey's going to try to send all of this at once so it doesn't cost her or cost the channel much. So she's going to try to send everything at once. So again, congratulations to you, Andre Ware, for your gift. And let me make sure that I put everything on here. So Andre, actually, let me write this down. Andre, you won the Iron Man. D-Stizzle, you won the T'Challa Funko. Raymond, you won the Mr. Knight. And, Sir Yuri G, you won the M'Baku. Okay, I have that written down so I can let Corey know so I don't forget. So yeah, congratulations to all the winners. Don't worry, guys. Like I said, we are going to make this a weekly deal. So Tank, Pookie Wood, Mind of Inception, Granugen Thrag, fucking Gray. Oh my God. You guys are Brian Gosling, you guys are all gonna have chances to win again. Rhymes, thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining the chat. I don't know if you've been here just hanging out and watching, but thank you for being here. So yeah, we're gonna do this again on Friday, like I said. And to all of you guys that did not win today, you have another chance. The amount of times you guys can enter to win every Friday is not limited. Like just because you put your name in on this Friday does not mean that you can't put another one in the chat next Friday and say, hey, I want to win. I want to try my chances to win again. And I actually too, and me and Corey have talked about this. We want to do other gifts outside of these two. Like she has connections with somebody that can get DoorDash gift cards, so that you guys can, we can. If you ever, rough on the money, you can have a DoorDash gift card. You guys can get you guys some food, whatever, whatever. We want to start doing giveaways like that, and Corey and I have talked about that and things like that. So, yeah. Congratulations to everybody. I'll be back with you guys possibly Sunday, if not Sunday, possibly Monday, if the snow does what it does and I end up not going to this game. But if it's not on Monday, I will for sure see you guys on Tuesday. And again, to make up for the lack of stream on Monday, I will see you Wednesday as well. So it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, if the snowstorms do happen, I'm going to be off work because I deliver, and I'm not going to be able to do any of my delivery, so I'll be off work. So I will be here, and I'll be streaming with you guys Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So what I'll probably do, is I'll probably come in and do a morning stream with some of you guys, and then I will do an evening regular show stream, just because I'm going to be at my house. I'm not going to have shit to do besides like working on the T'Challa video that I'm doing, the Black Panther video, and working on some of the other things to better the channel. Producer Henry and I have talked at great length about things that we can do to make the channel bigger and better in 2023 for you guys. So again, I appreciate all of you guys. I'm gonna go get my hair cut before he is my best friend, but he is an asshole. He will cancel on me. So I'm gonna go get my hair cut before he dips out on me. And I again can't show you guys enough for all the appreciation and things that you guys have done for me, and just this first past year of me being a YouTuber. I constantly think about it, and it's humbling, bro. It really is. So thank you. I will see you guys next week. I will possibly see you guys later on, and if not next week, but I will see you guys then. So as I always say, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I hope you guys have a fun and safe weekend. Whatever you do, stay safe and enjoy yourself. Have fun this weekend. Like, subscribe. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of those future streams we do. Go ahead and like this video because it helps us out in the algorithm, of course. And as always, share this video because that really helps us out. Share the Planet Fanatics channel with your social media friends or whatever, so that we can possibly get some more people to join this vastly growing and wonderful community. Like I said, I love spending time with all of you. So like, subscribe, share with your friends. Hold on, there's something I want to do. There we go. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will check all of you guys in the next video. And of course, you guys know I'm going to be updated with you guys to let you guys know if we win this tournament. Again, this is, we'll see. We'll see. Not my team. I want to put that out there too. This is not my team. I'm filling in. I told you I gotta shake hands, rub elbows with the right people. So I'm filling in. So, but I'll keep you guys updated. So, again, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you much. As I always say, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Much love. Well, this is supposed to be playing music for you guys as an outro, and it's fucking not, so I'm kind of pissed about it. Oh, here it comes. Never mind. Okay, see you later. Y'all see they fucking fined Steph $25,000 for tossing his mouthpiece last night, bruh. And he wasn't even mad at the refs. He was fucking mad at Jordan Poole for not passing him the ball. What the I hate the NBA now. It's so soft. Okay, I'm really done. I'll see y'all later. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed that song, because I fucking did.